Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests. My thoughts on the game of golf. Golf is not, as you may or may not believe, as difficult or as complicated as brain surgery. Yet, if you ever looked at the USGA Rules of Golf Guide, you may think differently. I quote, and this is a random quote, in stroke play, if a breach of Rule 17-2 occurs on the competitor's ball that subsequently strikes the flagstick, the person attending or holding it, or anything carried by him, the competitor incurs no penalty. The ball is played as it lies, except that if the stroke is made on the putting green, the stroke is canceled, and the ball must be replaced and replayed. Some serious stuff. So just recently, about 2 months ago, my fellow colleague, his name's Larry, he came up to me and approached me and said, "Brian, you play golf, right? You should come and join our golf league." And I said, "Sure, I've been playing golf since I was, a few years, maybe 7 years since I was in high school, which wasn't too long ago." I used to play what's called weekend golf. So what weekend golf is that you go out on a weekend and you play golf. You play 18 holes of golf or 9 holes of golf, and you play an informal round. This new league that I joined was nothing but. Larry said, "Come on, Brian, you can come out and it'll be fun. We play on Tuesdays at 3:45 every week, and it's a great way in the middle of the week just to let the stress of your week just wash away." And I thought, that sounds pretty good. So I joined the league, and I started noticing hints that this would not be a weekend golf league that I was so accustomed to playing prior. This would be a very serious league. This would be a league that would involve much stress and much, stress. So when I started to kind of see hints of this golf league environment that I was thrust into, about two weeks or so approaching the start date, I got an email from Forrest Whitaker. He's the head of the golf league of the BEGA Golf League, and he sends out an email and he says, fellow transporter golf leaguers and new members, please review this attachment of the USGA golf rules that we will strictly abide by, and here are the divisions and the groups that we will be playing in 2 weeks on Tuesday. So I open the email. I'm in Division 1. There's 2 divisions, Division 1 and 2. Division 1, they are the more serious of the 2 divisions. They are the golfers that are experienced, or the golfers that have been in the league for the longest time. And they're the ones that, play by the rules. I was in that group. I was also lucky enough to be in Group A, which was the first group to tee off on this day of Tuesday. And so when I first got to the course, and there were about 50 people kind of putting around waiting to play, no pun intended. And they called the league to start. Transporter League Golf Association, you will be teeing off in 5 minutes. Will the first group please step up to the tee? So not only was I in Division 1, was I in the first division, I was in the first group. I happened to be part of the foursome with this Forrest character who has to enforce the rules. He's the Mr. President of the league. I got to be the first golfer to go to kick off the 2007 season. The stress just melted away. So I step up to the tee. I put the ball in. I tee it up just right. Get out my driver. And at this point, I can just feel 50 experienced, serious golfers staring at my back. And just at this moment, I'm up at the ball and I'm thinking, man, this is a great way to just relieve the stress of my week. I take my swing. Whack! It's straight. It's long. Good. It's fading. It's a slice. It's a shame. So at this point, I turn around for my golf swing. Who's next? Go ahead. And again, the stress just melts away off my back. So, and I comment on this just because when keeping things in perspective, the rules of golf or the rules of anything, any other activity that you're trying to do just for fun or whatnot, at times the level of seriousness gets in the way of just trying to have a good time. In contrast, you know, there's a 10-year-old boy in Sudan who's shoved an AK-47 in his hand, and he's saying, there's 2 instructions. 1 is point and 2 is shoot. And that thing on the side there, that's the safety, just as a side note. So in essence, my message is, don't take things too seriously. And remember to keep things in perspective.